Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to all of our witnesses here today. Mr. Mareshko, we will heed your plea that we must not get used to this war of evil and tyranny being waged by Russia in your country of Ukraine. We are very sorry for the suffering and the losses of the Ukrainian people. Ambassador Kovalev and Mr. Mareshko, you have spoken about military solutions, about humanitarian needs. We know that bilateral discussions between Russia and Ukraine have largely stalled since Russia's assault shifted to the eastern part of Ukraine. Could you speak to us about what possible diplomatic pathways exist to de-escalate the crisis in Ukraine? Are you seeing any possibilities for the de-escalation through diplomacy? And also let us know, if you could, what role you could see Canada or any other country or international organization playing to support the diplomatic channels for negotiation. Thank you.
Mr. Mareshko.
Thank you. I'll try to answer this question. You see, I have some experience of dealing in terms of negotiations with Russians because I was deputy head of Ukrainian delegation in the trilateral contact group. This is about the so-called Minsk process. So I am familiar with the way they negotiate. The truth is that they don't negotiate. They use negotiations for propagandistic goals. And the truth is also that they negotiate from the position of strength. They cannot be trusted because they have violated all international treaties between Russia and Ukraine. They have violated the UN Charter and basic principles of international law. Unfortunately, they are not reliable partner. On the other hand, Ukraine is committed to political and diplomatic solution. But the problem is that Russia is not ready and doesn't want to negotiate seriously, especially now. To me, a sign that Russia is ready to negotiate would be direct involvement of Putin himself, because he takes all decisions in Russia. And second sign would be that there is ceasefire. Unless we have ceasefire, there is no sense. The thing is that the solution or
Mr. Mareshko, we're having a few technical difficulties.
On the battleground. In other words, the result of negotiations depends. Yeah. Yes. How about now? Can you hear me?
It's better. It's better now. Yeah.
Right now. Yes. And
yes,
my final point is that thank you. My final point I'm trying to make is that the result of negotiations depends on the situation on the ground, on the battlefield. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know whether the ambassador wants to add anything to that. We have about 40 seconds or so. No? Okay. Thank you, Senator. We